Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Okay, so we've got a pile of journals to flip through here. So we'll start with we'll start with these ones here. So this was the journal that I created recently using the MDF covers. Let me just pull out, I've got another set here. So these will be going on sale, actually they should be on sale now if you're watching this actually. Not on sale, but they'll be on the website to purchase when you, if you're watching this over Christmas. If you're watching it before Christmas, then before Christmas, after Christmas or after the New Year, yeah, they're definitely on the website. But this is a new release for the new year. That was the one that I showed you, creating that front cover with the texture paste with the stencils. But what I didn't show you was there actually is another piece to it. There's actually another spine that you can use to stitch into if you want. So you get the 4 medieval kind of hinges, which you can see there, where your book ring or your treasury tag, and if you've never seen treasury tag before, it's like a piece of string with 2 metal bars on the end, and they go through like so, and then you put the other one through the other side like that, and then you've got an expandable journal. That's treasury tags. I know a lot of the American ladies, I've never seen them before, which it blew my mind a bit. We grew up with these treasury tags, so I didn't think they were a British thing. Obviously they are. So yeah, treasury tags. Available on Amazon apparently in various different lengths. So the one that I've got there is, I think this is a 2-incher. No, it's just over 2 inches. So that's 55 millimeters. So yeah, so that's a 2-incher. Available in quite a few different sizes apparently on Amazon US, if you go and have a look. Anyway, so the 4 medieval hinges, the hole there does line up with the holes on the covers, like so, so you can get your book ring or your treasury tag through. And you also get the decorative escutcheon as well. So that's that. So 5 rows of 5, so that you can put 5 signatures in. You can either do 5-hole pamphlet stitch or 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And if you want to join the spines together with the book rings again, you can do, or you can use binding, ribbon, string, hemp, whatever. So that's those. Let's put that to one side. So that was that one. I only did the 1 page for this one because it was brand new. So, and that was the Santa Robin. That was the one with the twinkly, Artsy, you can see it now. The sparkle on his hat, look, and down there. Almost like frost. So that was the first page. 5 by 7.5, I think these are pages, but the journal is a bit bigger. So a decent sized page, and you can insert, work on it, work on a page on its own, and then insert it afterwards. So that was that page. That was that little journal. Not done a lot in that because it's still new. So this was the journal that I dip into as and when I feel the mood, and I did that page as a doodle around about August time, I think. I haven't dated it. And doodle flowers. And then I was a bit inspired with that one, so I did another one, busy doing nothing, for another page. And that was in September. So I did that a lot later. That's the last time, I think. Oh no, it isn't. I'm lying. So yeah, I did that, just kind of freeform doodles, abstract flowers, that kind of thing. Busy doing nothing. Idling the day through. So, because I was. And then the other page that I did in that was the Nevermore page for the 7 Days of Halloween series, with Edgar and the Little Crow, which I liked. I kind of like the drippage and the fact that there is actually a little bit of shine in that background. I think I used some of the indigo blue vivid sprays on that, although I can't be sure. I'm sure I did. With vivid sprays being, he's just trying to pull them all out. There are airless or tubeless airless spritzers with mica in them. Indigo Blue have got 10 colours in the metallic, but they've also now got 10 colours in matte, so there's no mica in them, which I don't have those just yet. A bit of an oversight, I think, but I do have my other spritzers that I made myself. I've still got those. So yeah, so that was for Halloween. There's obviously a few bits and pieces of Halloween ephemera in there. Book page. There's a moon there as well, look. And I did some scribbly doodles on the edges just to kind of tie it all together. But I do like the shine on that. And then obviously at the end I did the spritzers, not the spritzers, the flicking of the white paint and some rust coloured paint as well. And I've just noticed there's the bats done in texture paste through my Totes Amaze Bats stencil. Like it. So that was that one. These are ones I've done previous to that. I mean, that was the year before that one. That was 2020. And again, November 2020. So that was while we were in lockdown. We didn't know whether we were coming out of it. July 2020. Just using repetitive stamping, and then the mask that I had over that to create the squares created those 3 spotlights, and I'd stuck those bits on there. So if you take that off and put it there, it matches up, even with the splatters. So each one of those matches there. I should have done it as a kind of flap, shouldn't I? Like a trapdoor. I can't remember whether I filmed that one. I'm sure I must have done. I tend to film most of them these days. There's only 1 or 2 that I don't film. But hey ho. And then we went on to the Artsy Trio. I bought this scrapbook journal to do the Artsy Trio mood board. So this was the first one that I did. This was mood board 1, which I think we did. We released in September, but it was for October. So end of September for people to use the mood board, and the mood board's on the back. There we go. To use throughout the entire of October. So the next one that was released was from Gina. Oh no, sorry, Bia Grob in Switzerland. So she did the second one at the end of October for November. So, and that was the mood board for that one. Mood board 2, and then at the end of November, Gina Aarons released her mood board for December, and I've just realised I've done something stupid, but never mind. So that was Small Things by Gina. So that was the colours for that one. That was the page I did for that, and then actually no, I can't. I haven't just messed up. I just thought I had, but I haven't. Because I'm thinking ahead, you see. It's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff again. It's time travel. So that was the page I did. If you're happy in a dream, does that count? I like it. Small Things was the mood board name. And that was from the book, The God of Small Things, that quote, which I thought was quite nice. So there you go. It's Christmas Day, if you're watching this on Christmas Day, which means that you haven't yet seen my mood board and project for December, so the end of December, because it's not being released until the 29th of December. I thought I'd messed up by not bringing it, but I haven't brought it because you're not supposed to see it just yet. So the mood board for that has been done. I've already done the project because I had to do it in advance. So that goes live on the 29th of December for January, if you know what I mean. I haven't done an art journal page for that. I've decided to go 3-dimensional rather than 2-dimensional for the Artsy Trio collaboration for January, which is to be released on the 29th of December. I might give you a sneak peek, just because you're sat with me on Christmas Day. I've done one of those, but don't tell anyone. So that video is going live on the 29th of December. So in 4 days' time, if you're watching this on Christmas Day, there you go. Those people that are stuffing their faces with turkey and food have missed out. There you go. But don't tell anyone I showed you that. Okay, so mission inspiration for 2021. So I did the foldable triangle journal. Not sure what I'm going to do for 2022, but they also have the added kind of oddness for this one is that for every month I turned the book 90 degrees and then did the page. So that was January's. I can't tell you what the theme was because I can't remember. I haven't put the cards in for these months because they didn't fit. I'd have to do them really, really small and it would have taken up the next page, so I didn't. So anyway, so that was January's. Rise, I think, something like that, maybe. February, Time Waits for No One. I should really have printed out all the prompts, shouldn't I, to show you what they were done on, so you could actually say. I'll tell you what, I'll be right back. Here we go. Okay, so the first one for January, I've just gone onto the Facebook page to have a look. The first one for January was called Fantasy. So imagining the impossible or impossible things. We'll go. So that was January 2021. So February was Silhouette. Haha, there you go, you see. So Time Waits for No One. So we've done the silhouette of the chaps. Very good. And that was a bit steampunky, that one. So, and then March 2021 was Magnificent Machines. So obviously a real steampunky page. I just love the colours in that, the reds. I think that was the Sedona paint. The Dina Wakley Sedona. So the genius of invention. Obviously Nikola Tesla. Looks like him, doesn't it? It's not. Anyway, so that was that one. And then for April, It's a Kind of Magic. Êtes-vous un bon sorcière or un mauvais sorcière? Which means, are you a good witch or a bad witch? So, yes. Wizard of Oz inspired, and that one has got some bling, some gold on it. I think I used the gilding pen, the hot foil pen on that one. It's USB powered. So that was It's a Kind of Magic, and then the next one, Finding the Light. Finding the Light was this one. So that was for May. Let your inner light guide you. Obviously there's a kind of silhouette of a figure, a male figure, and then you've got that kind of radiant light coming out from that. Yes. Sometimes it's good to look at this because you can't remember what you did. So that was May, and then June was Above and Beyond. So I've employed, obviously, a flying saucer, a UFO, Embrace the Unknown, unless there's a probe involved. And that's one of my Mini Mike stamps. Available in Ribostamp and I think Digistamp. I think the Digistamps are still on the website, I'm not really sure. But otherwise, you can actually buy a red rubber stamp of that. There's two others, Mini Mikes, but I like this one because he's in his pants. There you go. So that's Above and Beyond. That was for June. And then for July, it was Carnival and Circus, or Circus. So of course, we have to have the carnival colours. 5, 4, 3, 2, fun. Love it. The Effalump and a clown. And obviously some people have got a horror of clowns. I'm not one of them, but there you go. It's a proper name for it, I think. What is it? Something like chlorophobia or something like that. I'm sure somebody will tell me. So for August, we then had Perfect Patterns. Now this was the one that I did, and Dad sat with me, which was actually just a month before he'd had his stroke. Bit weird that he was actually with me on that one. So I even put his name in there, look. So that was the one that I sat with Dad and we filmed doing it together. Yeah, bless him. Exactly a month before his stroke. Anyway, next one, September, Sunsets and Sunflowers. Finding Beauty. So a mixture of stamps and stamped, collaged and glued items. Book text in the back. So they must have been part of the ingredients for the page. And then of course we went into October, and I started to do one page and hated it. Then changed my mind altogether and did a different one altogether. So prompt 1 for October was the graveyard shift. So we had texture paste, we've got a wooden bat up there. Texture paste, there's some fibres in there. I've put some cheesecloth in the background, there's book text in the background as well. And then obviously there's the black border. I never got round to doing the non-Halloween version of October's. So I will have to get my finger out and do it. And then November's was Electric Dreams. So a bit weird. So in there we've got washi tape, we've got numbers, there's fibres again, so there's bits of cotton, and then we've got some collage items. So weird or what. And then finally for December, December's main mission, it was landscapes. And instead of doing collage or anything like that, I just decided to do a painted version. Now I did stick some cutouts from a magazine that had kitchen units. It was a kitchen catalogue for new kitchens, because obviously Ian and I are looking at replacing our kitchen next year, in 2022. And the catalogue was just sitting there, so it was just ripe for the picking. And there's also some washi tape under there as well, so I used those blocks of squares for the kitchen cabinets, 10 on the sides, and created a landscape, a cityscape, inspired by the view from Central Park in New York, obviously. And down at the bottom you can just see there's a bit of bling, which is supposed to represent like the street lights and cars, or the lights from the cars through the trees at Central Park. So that was the main mission inspirations for 2021 in that lay flat fabric journal, fabric spine journal, which I showed you how to make as well in one of the videos. It's there if you look at the laptop and journal making playlist on my YouTube channel, or just do a search for it on my blog on the website. You'll be able to find it if you want to know how I made the journal as well. I like to hand make my journals for the mission inspirations. The triangle one was different this year because the previous year we'd done the circle, I think, or was it the half circle journal? I think it was the half circle journal. That was the one from the year before. So yeah, that was 2020 look. Chilling with my snowmies. So that was December 2020. November, Defying Gravity. So I did put the prompts in, Flying High, Winter Wonderland. Yeah, hoodoo, that voodoo. Somebody left a comment to say it's not nice to poke fun at somebody's religion. So grow up. Anyway, I'm not poking fun at anything. If anything, I'm celebrating it. Anyway, so yeah, so there was all sorts of different ones. That was the circle journal. So this year, or 2021, I decided to do a triangle one. Don't know what I'm going to do for 2022 just yet. Haven't made up my mind, but we'll see. Anyway, that was the main mission inspiration. So obviously for the mid-month mini mission inspiration, we carried on with the art tags, which I'm going to be doing again for 2022. So again, these were in stock. I've just literally today gone out of stock on these again. So that's the second lot that I've had in that I've just sold out. I just can't seem to keep up. It takes a while for them to cut both the MDF tags and the acrylic ones. It's getting hold of the acrylic at the moment. It's difficult. There's a shortage of glass and there's a shortage of acrylic because glass and acrylic is used in the production of vaccines, for bottles and syringes and packaging and that kind of stuff, and most of the production of glass and acrylic is going into medical supplies at the moment, so it's very difficult to get hold of it. I know you wouldn't think it, would you? But it is. But anyway, so for January's mid-month mini missions, it was just one word. So we went, January was secrets. So I don't often do projects with photographs of me in it, so I'm telling myself to shush. Hands was February. Of course, I had to use the two most famous hands in history, Gods and Adams. March was repeat. So I had to repeat the sunburst using orange slices. April was windows. My window view of heaven. Looking at all the sunflowers. May was haiku. Short 3-lined poem with 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second and 5 in the last. And I decided to do the one about the snail. Shiny snail so small, racing up the garden path, spies a leafy lunch. And I liked that image so much that I decided to use it again on the cover. Because I hadn't even decorated the cover up until May. So there you go. But yeah, I like that. I like the addition of the glossy accents on the tentacles, the antennas, or whatever they're called, on the snails. Don't know. And then just around the edges where the snail trail is left. You see the shine? Like it. For June it was heart. The heart was meant to be broken. So that was a stamp from Indigo Blue. Can't remember the name of the lady who designed that. I should do really, but I can't. So again, that was just a pure painted background, abstract background with the stamp, and then the heart painted on over the top again and then coloured in. Follow your heart. July was rise. So we've got the rise of the lighthouse, the moon rising, the mountains rising up in the background, and I've got the word rise in like a copper coloured, thicker. They're thicker letters. The letters, but they're thick stickers. Thickers. Apparently that's what they call them. Don't ask. I have no idea. So that was images from a collection of collage items that I'd recently purchased back in July. Actually it was earlier than that because I think I used one of the images in a previous one. But anyway, a different image. So that was 3 different things in that to create the image. So the moonrise, the rise of the lighthouse, and the mountain rising in the background, or rising out of the earth. So that was that one. Portrait. I leave you my portrait so that you will have my presence when I'm away from you. I love that. So we did a portrait of Mr. B. Had to do a portrait of Mr. B. And again, glossy accents on his eyes. Look at that face. Just look at that face. And a cutie. And a baby. So September was a dance. And I decided to use some of the stickers from the antiquarian sticker book because I hadn't. Ian had bought it for me for Christmas in 2020 and I hadn't even touched it, and because I didn't want to, and this is the only time I've ever used it. It's still virtually unused. October. So for October the word was recycle, reuse, repurpose, reimagine and recreate. So basically everything on the page was either recycled or reclaimed or reused from something else. The photo strip was from Tim Holtz's photo booth ones, but I'd already used that one and I pulled it from an old page and I used it. And again, we've got items taken and used from something else, and the actual tag itself was an old cardboard box. I even left the label on, look, and you've still got the packing tape on it. I just cut it from the cardboard box. Thought, well, recycle, reuse, why not? Bubble wrap as the stamp. You see the white dots, that's bubble wrap, just with paint on it. So everything was reused. There's an old map in there. There's a piece of cardstock from one of the paper pads that I got, that I use for art journal pages and painting on. So all recycled, reused or reimagined or repurposed. So November, it was wings. Wings, butterfly, insect, bird, angel or Paul McCartney. Well, why not? And that was a collaged one that I used some of the images that I purchased from an Etsy store. It Kupili. Absolutely loved some of the images on there, so that's from one of the sets on those. So collaged and then put down on a photograph of a road in the background. So adventure awaits and you're free to fly. And then the last one for December was stars. So either Christmas stars, twinkling stars, a galaxy of stars, film or music stars. You choose. I went for 3D. These are poured resin and then I've just used luster wax. I've actually polished up the moon. I got a cloth and actually polished the wax on the moon. The moon's got two colours, it's got gold and silver on it, whereas the stars have just got silver on them. But I did polish them with a cloth, a soft cloth, to get that real fabulous shine. And then the background was created using those vivid mica sprays I mentioned earlier from Indigo Blue. So I created that kind of like galaxy background. I don't know whether you can just see there are other colours in there as well. There's like reds and purples. You just see the reds, and there's purples, and there's golds in there, as well as the white splatters for the stars. So that was December's, and that was the year over. So done. Done and dusted for 2021 on Mission Inspiration. Ready to move on to the next. So finally, I just wanted to have a quick flick through of the other one that you've really enjoyed this year, which was in the Rogues Gallery Journal. Now the original Rogues Gallery Journal was just me having a bit of fun with some vintage photos of attractive young men. That's all it was basically. And then it turned into something else. So the Rogues Gallery Journal just started off. I was going to do one a month, and just do 12 throughout the year. That was basically going to be it. And it ended up doing more. So this is why it says 01. So that's January. So that was just a vintage photo of a young soldier, which I really enjoyed. And then we had two fantastic characters here. That one actually is Jack Kerouac. No idea who he is, but they were both done in February because I just fancied doing two because I just liked him. And I like the colour spread, I like the colour combinations on those, and I think they just go really well together. And then in March, I did two more. That one, and then this one. Now this is a photograph of my grandfather, and yes, it does say the brothel owner. There is a long story to it, and there is a legend in our family that Grandad won half share in a brothel in France when he was helping to liberate France from the Nazis back in 1944. Apparently it just happened in August 1944, but anyway, I put him in March just because, and that's why there's a card in there, because he won the brothel in the card game, and there's a map there of Europe as well. So, and there's also a recipe for bread in the background, because Grandad was a baker. He was with the catering corps as they were going through France, liberating the villages and the towns from the Nazis. They would go in, and the first thing that they would do once the town had been vacated by the Nazis and the Germans was they'd find the bakery, the local bakery, and they'd go in there and they'd get it working again, and they'd start making bread for the local population. That's what Grandad did. And that's when the legend happened anyway. So there you go. So that's that one. April, so we went on to March again. So there was another one in March there. That was a bit of fun, I think. Trash. I love the photo. It's great. And then in April, there was that one. So, Attitude. And then in May, I did the double page spread with these two dapper dudes. I found some photos, some royalty free or public domain photos of black guys and some black women as well, but all the men were wearing hats. It was just ridiculous. So anyway, I just had to do a page featuring two of them. Absolutely fantastic, such handsome chappies. And then for June, there was that one, so the Field Book of Insects. So we've got some mushrooms, we've got some entomological pins, and then in July, with the postcards, I believe somebody said that was Jeffrey Hunter. It was Jeffrey Hunter who played the original Captain Pike in the original Star Trek for the one episode, the pilot, or somebody said it was Tab Hunter. Can't remember. One of the two, Jeffrey Hunter or Tab Hunter, don't know. Both Americans, so they're not really part of our film and TV culture and of the UK, so I couldn't really tell you. But I just liked his smile, I thought it was really cute. And then we got into August. I went a bit steampunky in that one. And then September, now this was the one where I did the colour your own ephemera. So it was a black and white set that you could colour to coordinate with whatever project you were working on. And that's what I used. So the Asthma Cure, these numbers, labels, and that kind of stuff are part of that Colour Me ephemera set, which is still available as a digi-download. There's also a Halloween set as well. So that was September. And then Halloween. I did a double page spread in for Halloween. So Peter Cushing as Victor Frankenstein. And then I found this fabulous photograph of a medical student, which I just had to do because it's great. I love the pair of them. Absolutely fantastic. Love those pages. But I have an affinity for Halloween anyway, so there you go. And then for November, I did the page for Samuel Clements, because he was born in November. So I thought I'd do him, put that in there. Originally, that page was left blank, and I was going to do a page for Winston Churchill, but decided against it, and instead I went for Edmund Halley, who was born on the 8th of November. So, perfect one. Again, Edmund Halley, astronomy, which I really like, and predicting the return of Halley's Comet, which is why it was named after him. If you look at the Bayeux Tapestry, there's a comet or a shooting star that's been stitched onto the Bayeux Tapestry. That is Halley's Comet. They worked back the dates, and it fell on the date that Halley's Comet would have been visible in the sky. So the Bayeux Tapestry, that features Halley's Comet. So there you go. It's not due back again till 2061. Hopefully I may be around to see it. It was last here in I think it was 1985 or 1986, something like that anyway. But that was Edmund Halley. And then for December, we did two for December. We did Sir Isaac Newton, who was born on Christmas Day, which is why we've got the observations. But there is a link as well between Isaac Newton and Edmund Halley. The book that Isaac Newton wrote, Edmund Halley helped get published, and a lot of the calculations and a lot of the mathematical new knowledge that Newton brought to the fore helped Edmund Halley predict and do the calculations necessary to predict the comet's return. So Edmund Halley and Isaac Newton are intricately intertwined. And the final one is Charles Babbage, the father of modern computing, who was also born in December, actually on Boxing Day. So I thought it was actually perfect to put him in. So you've got Christmas Day and you've got a birth on Boxing Day. So, and of course, if he was born a lot earlier, he could have helped design a computer to help both of them, couldn't he? Because you never know. Standing on the shoulders of giants, as it were. So that's it. So that was the Rogues Gallery for 2021. I will be doing another similar kind of project throughout 2022, but this time it will be heroes and heroines. So there will be, for each month of the year, I will pick a man and a woman who were born in that month that have achieved something. So people of note. So just depends on who goes where. So I've already picked out some that I want to include for definite, but we'll just take it month by month, I think. So that's it for this video. That's just a quick flip through of what we did, or what I did anyway, in 2021 at Journal Wars. I'm sure there probably is a few other projects that I've done that I haven't shown. I know there was a couple of mixed media canvases that I created, but I can't show you those because I've given them away or sold them. So yeah, I can't show you those because they're gone. I don't have them anymore. But that's the majority of what I've done throughout this year. So quite a lot, really. So I hope you've enjoyed that little flip through. I hope you've enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me today. So if you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I will see you again on the 29th of December when I'll be doing the Artsy Trio for January. But don't tell anybody you've already seen it. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.